Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday afternoon, evening, Tuesday morning, however, whenever you found this. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're here because you're curious, right? I think the beauty of this network and maybe the beauty of some other networks, right? When things happen to your football team or when things happen on Saturday, I think the number one question you should be asking is why? Like, why is this happening or what's going on? Instead of like immediately reacting with vitriol or immediately saying somebody sucks or immediately having an opinion, at least for me, I don't know about you, Jonathan, but at least for me, I want to find out why. Like, why is a quarterback who completed 73% of his balls last year and I think threw 5 interceptions is now suddenly having 11? Why does he have 11 interceptions through 10 games? What is going on? Why? Well, that's what we're here to find out today. We are here to go through all 11 of these interceptions. I've gone back, found the tape of them. We're going to bring that to you today. And here's the deal. What we do on this channel is we explain the why. We take your questions about football and we explain them away, right? We explain what's going on. Those are explanations. These are not excuses. And I think sometimes those two things can get kind of convoluted, particularly when it comes to football, because you want to blame something. That's what you want to do. 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Offense looks like turnover prone in big football games. You want to blame. I want to explain. So let's explain today, shall we? We got a saying around here. Let's shut up and let's grind that tape. Hey, if you enjoy this today, okay, if you're one of the many folks that have found our network and you like the film studies, okay, we appreciate you for loving up on the film studies, but I need to see you in that live chat during our live streams as well. Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So I'm telling you, if you like any of this that we're about to lay down in front of you right now, you're really, really going to love our live shows as well. So be there at 8 o'clock on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Here we go. Send us the 2. Let's get crack-a-lacking. All right. So to start this football game, Georgia's first possession ended up stalling out, okay, due to some inefficiencies and some dropping of the football. But here we go. It is 3rd down, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. Carson Beck has just walked to the line of scrimmage, as we're going to show you in the next view. He's going to walk to the line of scrimmage, okay, and he is going to call an audible. All right, down to Hut. He's going to walk to the line of scrimmage, and he is doing whatever his check is at the line of scrimmage to his wide receivers, to his offensive linemen. Everybody gets it called, okay? Here we go. Boom, we're releasing out for a tunnel screen, all right? But if we look back at the wide, you will see everybody on the field gets this check except for number 11 down here on the bottom. He runs his traditional route, which is a slant, or what we call sometimes a square in on this network, and he thinks he's running the grass. Little does he know, the rest of the team is actually running a screen. Now, Jonathan, is that on the quarterback? No, that's not on the quarterback. So our first interception of the year is a catch and throw. We're getting the ball out of our hands immediately, a catch and throw screen where we are not looking anywhere. We are catching it, getting rid of it, like Kirby Smart says, turn in 2 with the quarterback, right? Getting the ball out immediately. There's no indecisiveness there, and there's no ball late, no bad spot. Just busted a route right there on 3rd and 10. And by the way, if you really look at this, and I know we've done this on the channel already, this joker is hitting. I'm telling you right now, it's going to hit. Oscar Delp down here on the bottom with this corner. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3 offensive linemen for 1 boundary defender. That's it, okay? So look at all these. We got big guys down here moving into this tunnel, and the wide receiver should be hitting that crease right there. He is not. It's a turnover, all right? Now, let's go on to the next play. Not so much defending of the quarterback on the next play. The next play is pretty daggone bad. All right, so here we go. Here's the situation. We always like to check down distance formation and personnel. It is 1st and 10, okay, 2:59 left in the half. They are already down 28-7. So as a quarterback, you know what I'm doing. As a quarterback mentally, I know, hey, we got to score. We got to go. We got to drive the ball. All right, it's time to be a little bit risk averse. Now, here's the deal. We can't be throwing and just not seeing underneath hook defenders. And this is something I would imagine on most of these interceptions, we're going to see continue to play out. All right, here's the concept, all right? We are in empty. Look, nobody back there with the quarterback. So we got a running back on an outside release. We have a tight end pushing vertically and working over the top. We got a shallow cross from Dominic Lovett. We've got a dig from Arian Smith, and we've got a hitch on the backside. I'm telling you right now, as a quarterback, the hitch on the backside is a no-go unless we see nothing but straight quarters and soft zone across the field. And the go on the boundary side from the running back, more than likely a no-go. So what we're really working most likely is one, all right, one with the tight end right there on that deep over, probably 2 to 3 to check down right here would be my progression. So let's see what we look for as a quarterback as we snap the football. Down set, hut. Here comes that deep over from the tight end against cover 3. The middle of the field is closed. So yes, hypothetically, this dig from the backside from Arian Smith looks like it's going to run to grass as he's progressing through his reads right now. And this from this tight end, this deep over, looks relatively covered, particularly if this corner wants to sag off and play up into that. So let's let the play progress. All right, we look over to this backside dig, and this looks like it's running to grass right now, doesn't it, Jonathan? However, we have no ability to occupy this underneath hook defender in Jihad Campbell. And by the way, if this ball is thrown right here, it's probably got to be thrown up and over anything underneath, right? I actually don't think we have the dig. I think we've got a straight seam shot here from Arian Smith. So if this ball is going to be thrown, it better be thrown over here. All right, it doesn't need to be thrown on a line flat. It needs to be thrown with some arc and some touch and some anticipation and timing. We can't throw this ball flat on a line like he does right here and throw it right into the gut of the of Jihad Campbell. This is the guy who ultimately makes the play here, guys. And you can see him, he's floating with the eyes of the quarterback, man. That's all he's doing. He's floating with the eyes of the quarterback. Boom, we start to lock in over there, and there he goes. Great play by 11, all right, but still, we can't just throw into the belly of underneath defenders. And if we do, guys, we have to throw that ball with that arc and that touch. We can't be ripping that ball on a line. Probably should have been working the deep over on the backside. If you really watch it, Jonathan, number 4 runs to grass here, okay? Number 4 is running to grass. This vertical's taking the corner. That's running to grass right there as the play progresses. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, last play of the football game right here. Kind of in a 2-minute, but not really. You got time here. You're only down 1. All right, 49 seconds left. See, I'm not going to show you the plays leading up to this, but I think at one point in this possession, they saw Kobe Young kind of get on top or at least have a 50-50 type of shell with the corner. And I think their mental idea was, you're telling me we've got a coin flip for a touchdown or an incompletion more than likely? Like, if this guy picks this football off, hats to him, we'll just lose the football game. But what we can't do is have a miscommunication, or what we can't do is run this to improper depth or improper routes, right? All right, so we throw touchdowns, fades, goal line fades, whatever you want to call these, 2 types of ways, right? We throw it to the front pylon, we throw it to the front pylon, or we throw it to the back pylon. Those are the only 2 options, right? We either throw it to the front side or the back side. Now, as a wide receiver, okay, if I'm running this to the back pylon, all right, I'm going to stack him, get on top of him, and make sure as a wide receiver, I put that corner in my hip, okay? So the quarterback can throw me what? To the pylon and away from coverage. That's what we want. Now, if I throw this ball to the front pylon as a quarterback, right? If I throw this ball to the front pylon as a quarterback, all right, as a wide receiver, I never want to stack the corner. If I stack meaning if I put the corner on my butt, now I have to fight through him to catch that football. All right. If I keep him on top of me, then I can put my shoulder inside and we can AKA box him out at the point of that football. Right. So let's watch Kobe Young. First of all, we all know this ball is thrown to the front pylon. Go ahead, put us in 2, Jonathan. We know this ball is thrown to the front pylon. We know that because this is where the ball gets intercepted. Okay, so the quarterback is keeping his eyes right now All right, in the middle of the field. We are staring at that front side safety. We are keeping him there our entire drop so he doesn't have the ability to float over here. So as a quarterback, I'm 3-step, never once looking at it. I'm keeping my eyes right down that safety, and as soon as I hit that 3, I'm over to my left, the ball's out in the air. So there is no, ooh, let's find coverage. It's let's hope and pray that the wide receiver's running to where he's supposed to be. So here we go. Let's go find where the receiver's at. All right, play progresses. And right here, all right, we have an opportunity to stay in front of this corner, right? We have now allowed this corner, watch this, he's going to leak inside Colby Young, okay? And now he's got the body positioning. One more time. What we can't allow the corner to do, especially when we're fucking 6'4", okay? What we can't allow... Ooh, I'm about panic. What we can't allow the corner to do is get back up underneath us, right? We have to keep good body positioning, and right here's where he loses, right there. Okay, we allow that corner to get up underneath our sides or inside of us, we're going to lose that football. All right, is that on the quarterback? I don't know. I don't know, because we're calling this play because we like our odds. You like anything else on the field either? I don't think anything else is running to grass, so to speak. Let's take one more look at this. Maybe Arian down on the bottom. But at this point in the season, okay, with the player personnel that you have, your quarterback is being told 8's our guy in 50-50 balls, 11 is not. Right? Also, that's a true freshman. That's Damani Jackson. Okay? So personnel-wise, we're probably making the right decision. And again, these are decisions made at pre-snap. Also, Jonathan, by the way, the safety's in the middle of the field and the ball's on the right hash. So we're probably not working short side of the field here, all right, because we're trying to throw him away from the safety help. So those are just things to think about, all right, and discussions to be had. All right, so that's the Alabama game. 3 interceptions. All right, 3 interceptions in that football game. One's an obvious bust by Arian Smith. One's a what in the hell are you doing quarterback. All right, those are the ones you're counting, Jonathan. What in the hell are you doing quarterback? All right, and the last one, a little bit up for discussion, so we'll call that a half one. All right, we'll call that a half one. Let's go on to the next football game. All right, here we are. Mississippi State. All right, second play of the foosball game. Here's what I'm not going to do. I ain't never going to shit on the quarterback for tips and overthrows. Or overthrows, yes. But tips at the line of scrimmage, like, come on, bro. Like, I ain't, especially the way this one happens. This is kind of horse shit for the quarterback's perspective. Second play of the football game. I got somebody to blame, and it ain't the Q, surprisingly. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, as you can see, goes up in the air. Hell of a play by the backside safety from Mississippi State. So let's get the fuzz out of here. Sometimes when you be flip-flopping around all these plays, Jonathan, the operating system works a little slow. All right, here's where it went wrong. All right, so Mississippi State is working a stunt right here. Nose tackle goes away. We see that. And they are wrapping this guy over here. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to are the eyes of this left guard right here, Dylan Fairchild. All right, buddy, first of all, after a 1 missip, 2 missip, nobody's coming from depth. Go on, take your eyes back inside, and not only your eyes, your intentions and your aggressions, okay? As soon as we snap our head around, we ain't just peekaboo, looky-loo. That's not what we're doing. As soon as we look our eyes back inside, we have made the decision that time has elapsed enough. Nobody's working left of us. Eyes right, let's hunt. I'm talking about let's go freaking hunt. Let's not do this, all right? We poke our eyes right, all right? And guess what? We see body, we see color, and then we go back left. All right, now we have no space. There's too much space between me and that defensive tackle. So guess what he gets to do? He gets to get his hands up because we are not engaged. What we should have been doing as soon as we turned our eyes back right, we should have been hunting and seeking like a missile. And then as soon as he came over the top, now guess what? Now we got a highlight, baby. Now we're on Twitter because we just murdered someone in the middle of the box. All right, but instead we're kind of doing this indecisive looky-looness. All right, and we don't get him hit. All right, so now he's got a chance to get the ball up in the air. And again, great play by 14, the front side safety, getting that ball picked off. But again, I think this is on the left guard for not having the right intentions and the mindset, okay? I understand what we're doing. We have a space defender out here that I don't know if you can quite see. He's hanging out right there in the corner of your screen. So we're working to him in case he comes because he's part of our protection. But again, as we go to kick out, all right, let's see here. Down set Hunt, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Once we bring our eyes back inside Hunt now, go, bring your helmet. Now, let's go to the next one. Play number 55 of the day. They took so many offensive snaps in this football game, Jonathan. This is the one where, look, you're a high-level football thinker. I know Carson is. He talks the game really, really well. It's the first thing Kirby's ever said about him is his retention, right? He comes off the field. He knows what he sees. He says it to me the way he sees it. He's confident about seeing the field. He sees the field really well. So everybody says about him, right? We'll get to the Florida game. Don't think it's great. But I don't do this. I'm not going to coach my kids to do this. We're not going to throw at what looks like covered guys because we think there's a PI. But that's what he said after this football game. So here's the concept that they're working, okay? They have a switch release right here from the tight end and the Z down here on the bottom. London Humphreys is going to work the square in, all right? Lawson Lucky's going to run to the corner and then sit down at the goal line. What we're trying to do is get this corner who's got this actual corner of the field. This defensive back's got this corner. All right, we're going to make him think we're running the corner, and then we're going to sit it down on the goal line, box him out. We've got a quick arrow from the back as well. Let's watch as the concepts progress. You're going to see what happens here. The linebacker's going to take the linebacker's going to take the running back out of the flat. Okay, we're going to run this corner here. This corner is going to take it. London Humphreys is actually going to take 2. These 2 defenders are going to go take number 16. So our eyes are actually in the right spot as a quarterback. The quarterback sees this right here, he said in postgame. He said, honestly, I thought it was a PI, so I was throwing the ball there to draw attention to it. All right, because if you look back in the backfield, though, here's my only problem. That line judge is staring at that shit, man. Like, he's looking right at it. Well, I don't know if we have to do his job for him, but as a quarterback, that's what he said he was doing. Quarterback said, I honestly thought it was PI, so I was throwing at it to try to create attention to it. Let's take a look at it from the tight, okay? Down set Hut. I actually really, really like the play call against the coverage, right? Because I don't know if you can see it, but we're working against this leverage of this corner on this backside. This guy's already got his back and his butt to this sideline. So if we just run this little hitch right here, this should be a winner just on paper, right? So let's look how it develops. A little slow-mo for you. That is 100% PI in your left-hand corner of the screen. 100% PI. So the quarterback's right. However, Jonathan, I don't know if I'm coaching guys to throw balls at covered dudes and hoping we get PIs. That's not what we're going to do. All right, so I'm putting this one on you. This is a what the moment. So in this 2 interception football game, one of them's a tip pass, come on left guard, get your hands engaged. And the other one is a, hey bro, we just can't do that. We have to trust, no different than we trust our teammate to do their job, and I tell you to do yours. Trust the referee to do his job, and you do yours, particularly in the red zone. We can't be sacrificing points in the red zone. This is a bad decision. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even though you're right, Q, it is PI, but we don't get it called. On to the next football game. All right, so we're going to jump to the Texas game, and I'm going to start with the last 2 interceptions and work our way back to the first interception because he learned from it really, really well from weeks, the Texas game, even into the Florida game, which I know you guys hate, and it wasn't really good. But we're going to show you this quarterback, who, by the way, still 22 starts into it. Ain't like he's played 40 games. This ain't Bo Nix. This ain't Dylan Gabriel. This is a guy still working through a lot of things, all right? And, by the way, having a lot of change at the wide receiver position, even in season. So it's a guy that's learning and progressing. I'm going to show you something in this football game that I thought was tremendous from a development standpoint, learning from your mistakes, not making the same mistake twice. All right, but here we go. They're in the red zone again. We can't have critical errors in the red zone, so no matter how much I defend this away, Q, you're wrong. We can't turn the ball over in the red zone. That's a double negative. All right, here we go. So it's a kind of a similar concept here with the tight end and London Humphreys. We're going to work up a switch release. We're going to work out with London Humphreys. They're going to work in with Lawson Lucky. So let's watch the development of the concepts down here on the bottom. We're actually going to motion them to a stacked bunch, okay, and then work that switch release. There we go. That's what we're talking about when I say a switch release on this channel. We're trying to, at some point, make it appear as if those two guys are stacked amongst each other post-snap, all right? And switch the release. All right, here we go. So they're working to switch the release between those two offensive players from Georgia. If I can get this play to actually work. Downset Hut, come on with it. So there you see the switch release. All right. Now, we've talked about this one on this network on the Gamecast view, and I hope we can get it from the coach's copy right here. All right, but as a quarterback on this switch release, I have to set my feet for the out route. Okay, you'll see him. He is already in his throwing motion right now. All right. We have an out route working from London Humphreys. We have the square or the slant coming in back on the backside from Lawson Lucky. But I have to set my lower body mechanics, okay, to this out route if that's the one that ends up opening up, and then make my arm work my way back to that slant. So watch Carson's arm. I guarantee you Carson's arm slot's going to drop, all right, this way. And this ball, if anywhere, it's going to miss inside, okay? Watch this. Boom. You see where the arm slot was? Arm slot came out this way, not over the top, almost like in a 90-degree angle. We kind of slid this one sideways. Let's rotate that back just a little bit. Okay, get rid of that. Right. Oh, right? We're kind of wonky with our body language, all right? Our energy, not body language, our energy's working back this way. Bottom line, our feet and our lower body mechanics are set for the out, and our arms got to get us back right. And it doesn't. We miss high. You know who doesn't do a lot of arm talent stuff? This guy. You're not going to see him like, ooh, do one of those. He's not a Matt Stafford guy, is he? All right, so when we miss some of this stuff, it's because this is not it's not where he's 100% comfortable. But nonetheless, missing the red zone, can't have it. Put it on his face mask. Also, if I want to be a real asshole, and if I'm Todd Hartley, and I guarantee you that guy's an asshole in the meeting room, Todd Hartley's probably like, hey, I mean, shit, catch the damn ball, right? Catch the ball. But I'm putting that on the quarterback. Can't miss in the red zone like that, man. Even though I'm sitting here explaining to you just how difficult of a play that is, even right there. And by the way, we got to throw over trash if trash is in front of us. All right, let's go to 48. All right, so third down. This is the Arian Smith trash play. All right, we're going to get trash on the field. Now, apparently this was broken down on SEC Nation, and this is what I love because I was told Jordan Rodgers did this and said that Arian Smith was supposed to run a dig. All right, well, here's the beauty about doing what we do. Now, maybe Jordan called Mike Bobo and said, Mike, what was he supposed to be doing? And maybe I can do that. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. But anyways, I don't have to. I can tell you right now, I think he busted, but I think he busted for a very different reason. I think they got a mirrored concept working right here. All right, I think they have outside vertical releases from number 2, all right, out of duos, and I think they've got hitches 12 back down to 10 on 3rd and 10. I think that's what they have. All right, it's a mirrored concept, and the quarterback has the option to work to both sides of this football play, in my opinion. All right, I think Jordan Rodgers claimed that Arian Smith's supposed to be running a dig here. I don't believe that to be the case. Again, mirrored concepts are very, very frequent, even in pro-style systems. All right, that's what you got going on. All right, and here's where I think it's not a bust in terms of the wrong route. It's a bust in terms of the wrong depth. That's what I love about looking at the All-22. If it is indeed a mirrored concept like I think it is, the X and the Z should be on level playing fields. They should be running this 12 back down to 10 or 10 back down to 8 or whatever it is. They should be paired up. And it looks to me like Dylan Bell's on the right track over here. All right, he's the one running it to the correct depth because if the ball is put on him right now, he's right at the sticks. All right, that was the proper depth on this route. However, for some reason, Arian Smith's route and depth is completely off. So guess what? The ball location's going to be completely off. You play in a pro-style system. You do not play in an ad-lib system. So once you hit the back of your drop And we've made the decision, again, on a mirrored concept. We got the same thing on the right, the same thing on the left. Pre-snap, I'm deciding which side I like best. 3 steps, throw it out on time, get the ball out. Trust your guys to do what they're supposed to do. Well, he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, so it's an interception. Okay, it's an interception. It's going back the other way. And I got some slack on this one because I was on the side that this is so blatantly and obviously an offensive pass interference. My viewpoint of pass interference, Jonathan, is who's the last guy to make the contact, or who's the last guy holding right at the point. When the camera gets there on the Skycast view, you can see Arian Smith's got double hands on shoulders holding my man's. Either way, I think there's an issue out there with depth or assignment. Nonetheless, it's a bust. Can't be busting on 3rd and 10 when our quarterback is trying to throw a 3-1 hitch. All right. So I wanted to go back to this first interception of this football game, okay? Because I think it's a tremendous play by Makuba, the safety right here in the box. He's going to roll down. All right, they're trying to work a deep over from Jurasic off the clear off from Arian Smith, okay? But as soon as the ball is snapped, Makuba snaps his head around, runs back up underneath this, and picks this football off, all right? The reason I'm showing you this is because I have the belief that they just ain't going to let this happen anymore. The quarterback won't, right? So what we've been talking about on this network is what? The backside safety getting what? A little leaky on the Dover, right? We've been talking about that, okay? This guy creeping his way back into the mix and picking these balls off on these deep overs or these backside square ends, right? Because Georgia loves to work split field concepts where this guy's got one thing or maybe somebody over here, and we got man beaters over here, and then we're going to run the zone beaters off the backside. All right, so we can't allow this backside safety to get, quote, leaky into the formation like he certainly does right here. Watch this play from Makuba, okay? We're going to motion the tight end back out. Also want you guys to take a mental picture of just the concepts, right? Again, we got this deep go ball or vert trying to clear out space here, and we get this backside square in coming from Jurasic, all right? And here's that number 4 player who I was telling you about. What a tremendous ball play right there by 4. Okay, it's one thing to just take your zone drops. It's another to take them and have the idea or the mental capacity to go, ooh, what are they doing right now, right? Ooh, I'm dropping in a zone. I'm going to snap, find the concept, and then go run it down and pick this football off. This is a great play by number 4, all right? So, great play by him, but once we get to the tight, I want to talk about the quarterback as well. Okay, I want to talk about the quarterback as well. Look at the Q's eyes, and you tell me if he ever confirms the front side safety, okay? His eyes stay right down the middle of this field the whole time, and he's constantly working right. His body language, his eyes, everything is always working right. And it makes sense. They're in a 3-by-1 set. All right, so 3 wide receivers are on his right, working back to his left. So it makes sense to be over there. Here's the deal, though. We got to peek this guy. If we don't peek this guy, we don't know where he's at. All right, so let's watch the play progress. He never really looks over there, floats him to the play the entire time. Boom. Great play by number 4. Insane play by number 4. Okay? But as football players, as coaches, as someone coaching football players, all I want to know is, are you going to make the same mistake twice? If you do something once, are you going to be able to correct that issue, come back to it later on in the season, or better yet, later on in the football game, and find a way to confirm what you made an error on the first time? Let's take a look at an area where Carson, even in one of his worst football games, has come to learn. All right, here we go. Not the same exact play, but a very, very similar concept here from Georgia. Now, instead of Jurasic running this deep square in, now this time we're going to have Oscar Delp do it. Instead of motioning Jurasic out, this time we're going to motion the wide receiver out. So this is actually Arian Smith in there in the backfield. He's going to motion out and then run the deep vertical. We have a square in coming from number 4. But here's the learning part of this equation, right? That backside safety getting a little bit leaky versus the Dover. We've been talking about it. Backside safety getting a little bit leaky versus the Dover. So as soon as I saw this concept, Jonathan, my first thought last night watching this was, hey, where do his eyes go? Where do the quarterback's eyes go? Does he go to confirm coverage? And you bet your butt, as soon as this ball is snapped, Watch the quarterback's eyes. Watch where he goes. He takes them right to 14, okay, learning from previous mistakes. Watch this. And by the way, this is already in between, I think, his interceptions. So he's already turned the football over in this football game and made a bad play. And here he is making the right play. Down set Hut, where are his eyes, Jonathan? He's confirming that front side safety and then working back to his concepts. Okay? So we're not going to let the same thing happen to us twice, all right, as a football player. I think y'all want to know why your coach, and it is a little bit coach speak because it's your quarterback. You don't want to be throwing negative PR out there, but you want to know why your coach comes out and continues to have what seems to be unmitigated confidence in your quarterback. It's because he sees this stuff on tape too, even in the midst of like, woo, this looks shaky, and then he comes out here and does some of this stuff, and up here he still looks good, right? Up here he's still seeing the field relatively well, even when he has moments of the game where he doesn't see the field very well, which we're about to get into. All right, so we're on to the second interception here. Let's see what kind of concept we have as an offense. I think we're going to work kind of switch, maybe no switch release here on the bottom, but we have I think a dig here from Arian Smith, and we have just a check down up underneath. All we're reading is this zone defender right here. If he bites down on this, we have the dig. If he continues to float back up underneath the dig, we're going to take the check down here on 3rd and 10. All right, ball at the 35. So we're kind of in 2-down territory anyways. All right, we might be in one of these hairy situations where, hey, if it's 4th and 1, we're going to give you the green light to go. So checking the ball down here isn't like checking the ball down on 3rd and 10, ball on our own 35. All right, that's pussification of offense. When we do that, when we do this in plus territory, we're giving our chance to fight another down, right? We're giving ourselves a chance to fight on another down. Woo! Ball gets tipped, and actually, I don't think this one gets intercepted. But I put it on the reel because, damn, man, we can't be throwing this ball. Can't be throwing this ball. Oof. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so this is the last interception. We're going to have to go back and find the London Humphrey ones. I missed it on my notes somehow. All right, but either way, we're going to get to it. We're going to explain that one. But here we go. We're working as an offense. Middle of the field is open. I think they're trying to work a little fake square in. We're going to pump on this, and then we're trying to get to the middle of the field. You NCAA players, this is red zone up, right? Red zone in and up, all right? But we don't do anything to kind of mess with this guy. We definitely don't do anything to really mess with this guy. So normally when teams I've seen do this lately, they've been putting a Y in empty right here and kind of rubbing this guy to make it really, really clear. All right, but either way, let's take a look at how the play progresses. I said on our live show the other night, that I didn't love this decision even as he got hit. You tell me, Jonathan, is Dominic Lovett ever running to real grass? Because it looks to me, maybe, but it looks to me like this safety's going to close unless we throw an absolute seed right now. If we throw this ball with any type of touch, this ain't no like, oh, it's a guaranteed winner, just put it up in the air, we've got a touchdown type throw. This is still, hey, we have to throw it as this guy comes to balance and square. All right, we've got to throw it in between these two guys and underneath this guy. We got to throw this ball really, really hard. This isn't like a automatic winner like it was against Alabama when they ran a very similar play with Dylan Bell, right? Okay, so I don't necessarily love this one even as we get hit, especially when you watch it from the tight. Can I get the tight, please? All right, here we go. Okay, here he goes. Pump. All right, now we got pressure. Do you love it? I don't love it either. All right. But then again, see, it's why I'm perplexed, Jonathan, because I've been asking him to really push the limits. So I love it. I love it because we're calling a double move. We're trying to take the shot. Take the damn shot. You know what I mean? Even though you got hit. All right, let's go find that London Humphreys play. All right, so here we go. Here's the London Humphreys interception. We are in empty. All right, and what the coordinator is trying to do is run a hitch right here and rub the release on the hitch, run up the sideline. That's all I care about. That's what we're reading on the front side of this concept as a quarterback. Now, here's my problem with this play. It's very similar to that Oscar Delp play that we saw earlier where he comes back to the other side and throws that interception on that underneath defender real late on that backside dig. All right, I told you the concept right here. We're really trying to take advantage of this corner's aggressiveness on this hitch. As we go to sell this hitch and pretend as if we're blocking right here, this corner's going to bite down. So as a quarterback, that's the only guy that I'm reading. I'm reading this dude, and we're going to occupy this safety with this, tight end right here because he's got underneath defend or inside leverage. He has to feed him into the safety. So safety's occupied. All we're really watching as a cue right now is this corner because we're in an empty. All right, so boom, watch. Corner jumps down. Right now. But the quarterback's already off of it. The quarterback's already working back to his right. That's weird. Why are we not? We have a clean pocket. Why are we not letting the concept that's a winner allow to actually progress? Because look, as it progresses, guys, it's going to run to grass. It is running to grass right now. All right, and guess what? The quarterback eventually comes back to it, and he sees that grass right now. Look, the Q has now scrambled left. He's working back left. It's a no-no now because, yeah, he might look like he's open, but it's way late. So he lets this ball go right now, all right, as he's rolling left, doesn't get his feet quite set. Now we got a 50-50, give my guy a chance ball on what should have been, hey, let the concept progress. Why are you working off of it? Take a look at it. Why are you working off right now? He works off right now. Boom, eyes are off. The concept's just now starting to work. This corner's just now starting to bite. The coordinator has a winner. Look, this coach down here is like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's not a touchdown. That's a, what the? So yeah, did we throw it late? Yeah, we threw it late, but the primary read in the concept was open. We just didn't allow it time. So we're rushing off of reads too early and we're throwing the other reads too late. Those are bad combinations. They're going to lead to interceptions. Let's watch it from the tight. Can't do this. And if we are going to do this, we got to have a little bit more suddency about us. Because we found this now. This ball's got to, we can't take this whole 1, 2, 3, 4, get our whole body set back around and then rip this ball. It's got to be sudden. We saw it. We're late to it. We got to go now. All right. Jonathan, what's your conclusion as the guy who sat here and was the first guy in the studio to get to watch this? What's your conclusion on Carson Beck right now?
I would say about half of these, or half the interceptions that he's thrown so far are on him. But the other, I'm kind of with you in the sense that we are asking him to do these things. Like at the beginning of the season, we need to see Carson rip some of these balls, trust yourself, trust your arm. But it's also getting to a point now, especially in this game, where there's moments where, I believe this one's on 1st and 10. Yeah. Hey, live to fight another down. We're moving the ball. We're going to be fine. Just throw that one away.
Here's when I want to see him trust his abilities. It's not within the pocket, man. You trust this. Okay, if it's not looking or feeling comfortable, eat it, check it down, do what you do. Do what makes you you. Be Charlie, check down in that box, okay? Because it's tough to play quarterback in there. We're asking you to do a lot of it. But when you start to leak out and when you start to extend plays, that's when I want you to start now being a superhero. I want you to look down the field and be aggressive. I'm not talking about when we scramble right and roll left and now we got everybody working scramble. No, I'm talking about we are in the pocket, 3-step. Okay, now I've leaked out. I'm rolling right, working flat down the line of scrimmage. Anthony Evans, Arian Smith, whoever it is now working vertical and no one can run with him. Let's take that shot. Let's do that, okay? But man, when we're, don't like 1, don't like 2, don't like 3, let me come all the way back to 1. No, you can't do that. That's bad news. You're going to throw the football away. All right, so we can't do that kind of stuff. He's got to clean it up, obviously. Appreciate you guys for being here, man. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, rate, review. I love you. Bye.